All right, everyone, we are here at Kualoa Ranch. My incredible wife has given me quite possibly the best birthday present ever. So we are going to do the Jurassic tour and see all the filming locations for Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. Let's go inside, see what there is to see. All right, here we go. We're going in. I think you have to get here like a half hour before your tour starts, so we're going in early. All right, we just got into the gift shop here. We're gonna take a look at some of the cool stuff they have here while we're waiting for our tour to start. Look at all the t-shirts they have. I've got to get one. I was kind of looking at this one here, but then I saw this one over here. I think this is awesome looking. I don't know. I want a magnet, keychain, t-shirt, mug, whatever they got, I want it. So I also saw this and I thought this was really simple. It's only 50 bucks. It's not like crazy for being a hoodie. And it's just really simple. It says Kualoa Ranch. Or they have this hoodie here. That's awesome too. Oh man, they've got water bottles. These are cool. Like little ornaments. Oh man. I kind of like this a lot. $9.99. We found a Stitch. They've got dog treats.
Supposed to be a lay for your dog.
Well, I've got to get Pascal something. I think it's got to be the leash. Kualoa Ranch. That is awesome. You guys, they have mugs. Oh, that is cool. Can you put a dinosaur in the back? Missed opportunity, no dinosaur. This is simple, but I kind of like it. 14. Yeah, we're probably gonna spend about $100 here today. This place is gorgeous. So just to give you an idea, so when you first come in, you go through this visitor center here, and then you're gonna come out, and then this is the ticket office. You're supposed to check in there, and then depending on where you're going, you've got UTV Raptor tours, you've got e-bikes. We're gonna be doing the Jurassic tour, and that is gonna be over here. Do not sit or climb on the dinosaur, but can I pet it? Can I feed it? Whoever painted this is like incredible. Okay, this is kind of a mashup that I'd like to see. Who wins? My money's on the I-Rex. We got to go up here. We're going to be doing the Jurassic Park tour. I am so excited. I have been dreaming of doing this for close to a decade.
On this tour, we get to see some movie sets from the original Jurassic Park. Actually, only one movie set from the original. And then we're going to see stuff from Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Those are the only three Jurassic filmed here on property. We're going to see some other movie sets and locations from some of the other movies we filmed out here. Talk a little bit about culture, history, and nature. Kualoa Ranch was originally purchased in 1850 by a man named Garrett P. Judd. He was a doctor, an advisor, and a very close friend to King Kamehameha III. Now at this time, Hawaii actually wasn't a U.S. state yet, so we had to become a Hawaiian citizen to be able to purchase the first 622 acres of the property for the price of around $1,300. So the price of your iPhone for 600 acres of land. Later on in 1870, his descendants purchased the rest of the property, which now totals about 4,000 acres for the total price of around $10,000. Get into our first movie set though. This one is from Jurassic World. In this scene, we have our two brothers, Zach and Ray. This is after they get lost in the valley in the gyrosphere and find an old Jeep. They fix up that Jeep, which was actually used in the original Jurassic Park film, driving this direction, running away from the Indominus Rex, where they end up crashing through this high voltage gate in front of us. We're going to be going through this high voltage gate today, passing our security guards up here. It's actually Bill and Ted, y'all. And I think if they let us through today, we're going to have an excellent adventure. Right after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the military took control of about 30% of the island, and that included a good portion of Kualoa Ranch. But let's check out some of these bunkers. You can see some of the bulls. These are just a group of the bulls, actually. We have 18 in total out of the 800 cows. These guys we bring over from Big Island to help populate the cows, right? This bunker here on the right side, there's a room, it's about 8 feet deep down there, was set up for communication, but the military didn't do great research when they put that bunker there, because whenever we get heavy rain, all that water and mud goes straight down into those stairs. So if you were to go down there nowadays, you find about 2 feet of mud, maybe some other things, some creepy crawlers, cockroaches, centipedes, spiders, my ex-wife. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not where I buried her. Continuing on, we got a couple other bunkers up here. The one with the cover was used to cover a generator. The one after that, with the door hanging off its hinges, was used as ammunition and gun storage. And the last one on the right, they would have backed up some trucks there with some long-range guns on them. So we got this bunker on the left side that was used in a very popular series called Lost. Raise your hand if you're a Lost fan back there. Epic, epic. Yeah, so this was used in season 3 of Lost. They used some CGI, movie magic. We're able to make it look a lot bigger than it actually is. I do know they spent just about $1 million on each episode. About 60 of those episodes were done here on the ranch. And a lot of the time they would just pick a random area in the forest and it would be a great spot. Right now we're going to be heading up towards Battery Cooper, which is the largest bunker out here on the ranch. It's about 120 feet in, 120 feet out, and it goes in a big U-shape. And we've turned it into a museum for the Hollywood movie sites and ranch tour. So unfortunately we don't get to go into the bunker today, but I will kind of pause on each end of it, give you a chance to see inside, see what's inside of there, just in case you want to in the future. It's whale watching season, so that's why we got these guys up here. They're seeing a few of them. I actually just saw some whitewash way far out there. So we'll have you look at the bunker real quick. Ammo boxes, gun boxes, blueprint schematics, things like that. And further in, you got a bunch of movie memorabilia. You'll get a glimpse of the entrance, or the exit side of the bunker as well. We have a bunch of movie props, specifically from Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. Further back, things from Jumanji, Hawaii Five-0, a whole room dedicated to Lost. We have a lot of guest Lost fans out here, right? We'll give you a chance to peek in there. If you keep looking to the right, you're going to see Kamehameha Highway. About 6,500 feet of that was turned into a runway during World War II. They would have been landing their planes right there on that road. Nowadays, if you took that road, head north, you'd find the beautiful North Shore. Got some of the best beaches and some of the best surf in the world. And I know the waves picked up to about 15 feet this week. Keep looking to the right. In between all of those coconut trees, there's a reddish-brown house with 2 solar panels on the top of it. Around 4 o'clock, if you understand that direction. That is Mr. Miyagi's place from Karate Kid 2. They did several drone shots of that for the Karate Kid movies as well. The entire valley. They did it for Jurassic World as well. This valley is famous because of its beauty, right? Now, if we're talking about Jurassic World, you got that mountain peak directly in front of us, which was turned into the volcano for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. You're also going to have a mountain peak in the center that was used in Fallen Kingdom. The mountain peak in the center was also the volcano for Journey to the Mysterious Island. And then we got the mountain range on the left side with the CGI'd monorail going across it. And then the open field in front of us is where they had the Pinzgauer driving across with a bunch of Gallimimus dinosaurs.
So this is where they would have CGI'd the monorail in. And right over here is the scene with the truck and all the Gallimimuses driving through. Both of these are from Jurassic World. So all of this was from Jurassic World, and they did put in up here, this is where they put the volcano from Mount Sibo. This is just gorgeous. I can't get over it.
Couple of animals over there as well. We got chickens, turkeys, pigs, and sheep. Dorper sheep. I don't know if you guys know about those. Dorper sheep are self-shearing sheep, so they shed themselves. Really easy to take care of. We have all these paddocks set up, even with our cattle. We go across these cattle guards right now. Cows can't cross that. So we have all these different areas, and every week to week and a half, we rotate our animals to a new area, so they always have fresh grass to eat. But now we're getting up to that Jurassic location. I'll hop out and describe it all there.
You guys, I am freaking out. I'm in the movie. I'm in Jurassic Park. So right over here, this tree is where Grant and the kids come up and they see the flock of gallimimus and they run and hide right over here. And that's when Rexy comes out. I do want to be transparent with you. I know this is sad, but the original screen use log has rotted away, so Kualoa has put a very close replica out. It's crazy to think that Steven Spielberg was here over 30 years ago filming one of the most iconic movies in all of cinema history, Jurassic Park. So this is Hurley's golf course spot. That's so cool.
So we did the 1998 Godzilla. If you remember those 4 giant Godzilla footprint from the movie, we can see 3 of them right here because the other one's kind of overground, can't see it very well. So first one's on the ground on the right, and then we got 2 more up ahead on the left. Now they are only about 2 feet deep nowadays. You probably remember when it was filmed, they were about 6 to 8 feet deep. But at night, our cattle couldn't see, so they'd fall into these 8-foot holes and get super hurt. It was really sad to see. So after the barbecue, we decided we needed to fill in those holes, so about 2 feet deep. Alright, then we got Mike and Dave need wedding dates. Definitely not a family-friendly one, but does have some funny scenes. In this area, we have Mike, Dave, their 2 wedding dates that they found online. Mike's sister and fiance going through an ATV ride right out here. 2 wedding dates, ramp off that hill, do some wicked tricks. Mike and Dave were impressed, but wanted to one-up these girls, so Dave sent it full speed. Ramped off, but lost control and nailed Mike's sister in the face with the tire the day before her wedding. Big tire mark there for her wedding day.
So this is from 50 First Dates.
This is the scene with Willie the Penguin, if you remember that one at all. And I'm sure those of you who have seen it remember the cow that caused the accident. It was just a photo of the cow, but that was one of ours. So those made some good steaks, yeah.
This is for Jumanji.
When we filmed this one, we actually still had tours going through the area. They would stop our tours for about 5 minutes. Sometimes during those 5 minutes, Dwayne Johnson would run down to tour trucks, hop on with guests, and some of our guests were able to meet and take photos with Dwayne Johnson and even some of the other actors from the movie. Then we got Pearl Harbor. This area, we had some Boy Scouts set up on the hill on the right, and the planes heading to Pearl Harbor, coming from the mountain in front of us, towards the ocean behind us. Wind Talkers, which was filmed in 2002, starring Nicolas Cage, about the Navajo Wind Talkers and how they helped out in coding messages. When this one was filmed on property, they had over 1,000 extras and 280 live explosives. Only movie to use live explosives. And, of course, we couldn't run tours during the time, so they had to buy out all the tours, pay the salaries of all the employees that would have been working. And you can imagine how expensive that would get. But a month was only the plan. There was a lot of bad weather, and it took them an extra 2 months to do everything. So 3 months in total, paying for all the seats and the salaries of all the employees, costing them just around $13 million to film out here on the ranch. That's what they paid the ranch, right? They went over budget by about $17 million, had a budget of $115 million, and it bombed in the box office, completely failing, losing millions and millions of dollars. Most people I have on tour haven't even heard of Wind Talkers, let alone seen it. Further up ahead, we got a poster for Mighty Joe Young. So we're skipping Triple Frontier for a second, because Mighty Joe Young used to have a village set up behind that sign. But when Wind Talkers came into film, they asked the ranch to move it. The owner of the ranch said, if you pay me, I'll move it for you. The director of Wind Talkers said, fine, I'll do it myself, and blew it up for his movie. So in the background of Wind Talkers, you can see that Mighty Joe Young village being blown up. Triple Frontier is about 5 ex-military guys flew to Colombia, stole a bunch of money from a drug lord. While they were trying to escape in their helicopter, they had crash landed up on the hill on the right side in a small Colombian village. So the building on the top there, that shack, was the chief's home, where they ended up coming to an agreement for a few $100,000, and they were able to get their freedom and a couple of donkeys, and then they took those donkeys to the ocean side of the property and filmed right next to the bunker, which we'll be seeing that spot on our way out. Some of you might be able to see the Gyrosphere Depot up there. It's a glass roof and kind of a green railings. Way up there on the right So you can see the baryonyx bunker right next to the red and white tower, and then further to the right, you'll eventually be able to see the Gyrosphere Depot. Starting off with the Gyrosphere Depot, that is in Jurassic World. The two brothers, Zach and Gray, were waiting in line to get on the Gyrosphere. Younger brother explaining to his older brother some dinosaur things, but he wasn't really interested in that. He was more interested in the two girls ahead of him in line. Younger brother called him out for it. Hey man, what's it gonna do if you just stare at him? The girls overhear this, they laugh, he gets embarrassed. Then they all head down into the valley in the Gyrosphere. As soon as the brothers leave, the lift operator gets a call, code red, the Indominus has escaped, don't send anybody out, bring everybody back in. When he told the rest of the guests that the ride was closed, they were all upset, they've been waiting for hours. But you know what? He just works there, okay? He doesn't control any of that. And if we move on to the baryonyx bunker, there are 3 here. So there's one more in front of the truck, but specifically the one on the top of the hill on the right is the entrance where Claire, Franklin, and a whole brigade of people went in to go get Blue's tracking signal, accidentally releasing the baryonyx, and it chased them around until they were able to find an escape hatch, which is going to be the bunker, not the one we're seeing directly in front of us, but just up the hill from that, we'll see the escape hatch. So kind of just got to get up there from here. Couple other movies real quick. Battleship was done. They had the headquarters set up in the back of the valley in the observation dome, CGI'd on the top of the mountain on the left side. And then most people think Jurassic World and Jurassic Park are the only dinosaur movies done here on the ranch. There's actually one more. It's called Aztec Rex. It's on YouTube, and a budget of about $10,000. It sounds like it would be a bad movie, but I actually really enjoyed it. Now we are seeing the baryonyx bunker in front of us. We got a couple things out here. There's a cage with a raptor, the Jurassic Park Ford Ranger, kind of a, not a perfect replica, but a replica of it we built here on the ranch. There's a Gallimimus and the baryonyx bunker. There's also a log at this area. So after Claire and Franklin climb out of the escape hatch, trapping the baryonyx inside, they look up the hill and see Chris Pratt's character, Owen Grady, yell, "Run, run!" as they see him sprinting down this hill with a bunch of lava, rocks, and dinosaurs chasing him down. They get down to the bottom, where they hide behind this log. Dinosaurs rammed into it, splitting it into various pieces. So you can see that styrofoam log everywhere, and then everything else you can take pictures of and with. Our last stop is going to be on the complete opposite side of the ranch, all the way in Hakipu'u.
So up here you can see this is one of the bunker spots for the baryonyx. When Franklin and Claire come out, and the lava's starting to come down. Owen comes charging down the hill screaming, "Run!" The 3 then run together down the hill trying to avoid lava, trying to avoid the dinosaurs. The 3 take shelter behind the gyrosphere as the dinosaurs continue to stampede through these trees. The tree splits into pieces and you can actually see part of it right here. The cool thing about this log is actually, so it looks really real from afar, but up close you can actually see it's just styrofoam. And it also looks like it's, well, it looks like they might have put some spray foam in there. Now, I want to be totally transparent when I tell you this is not the bunker from the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie. It's very similar. It might have been a deleted scene, but it didn't make the final cut. This, however, is in fact the bunker that was in the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie. In this scene, Franklin hacks the doors, Claire puts her hand on the scanner, the park turns back on, they're able to locate Blue. When you're watching the movie, anything that you see outside was filmed right here on the ranch. Anything filmed inside was done on a soundstage. Okay, I have to laugh. They put this Ford Explorer here, and there's just fossils inside. Like, a lot. That's awesome. Look at this. Hello, little raptor. This is so cool. Alright, so our next stop is going to be the Indominus Rex paddock. I've been looking forward to this so much. Wow, look at them. We're heading over to the Indominus Rex paddock, and look what we found. So we're coming up on the bone site for Kong's Skull Island. That is awesome.
Kind of looks like two kissing gorillas. So if you look to the left, towards the mountain, but as soon as we pass the trees, you're going to see that two rock formation that looks like two kissing gorillas. So popping out just about now for you. As far forward as you can on the mountain on the left.
So this is a fun little scene. These two palm trees are actually the backdrop for where George of the Jungle was when they get married and they ride off on the elephant.
We're heading back up towards Battery Cooper, so you'll see some of those things that you saw along the way there.
There's a prop from Jurassic World. This next spot looks nothing like it did in the movie. This is the Mosasaurus scene. This is where we first see the Mosasaurus. The shark gets put out on the crane and it jumps up and eats it.
They pulled in the mountains around Kaneohe Bay. They pulled them in really close. They turned our island out there, Mokuli'i, into the research center for the giant triangular building. So this is what it looked like in the movie. And then we got reality right up there. So it looks nothing like it actually does, yeah?
And we are in the thick of it.
Welcome to the Indominus Rex paddock from Jurassic World. Super cool movie set here for you, y'all. Got a lot of time out here, so take your time wandering around. We got a cage on the right, two cages on the right, cage on the left, some rafters around. Go up the stairs to the observation deck. Please do not pick out the wall and take some styrofoam for yourself. We want this to stay nice for future guests. I appreciate that. And enjoy. Alright, staircase on the right to the observation deck, yeah?
I'm freaking out right now. Oh my god. Here are the claw marks that the Indominus Rex used as a distraction to try to get everyone to think that she clawed her way out. But in reality, she was still in here. And they opened up the paddock. And then she escaped out here. So we are inside the Indominus Rex paddock here. And in the movie, obviously it's a secure paddock until, you know, of course they opened it like idiots. Just saying. But in reality here, it's not closed. I'm sorry to ruin the movie magic.
Smell like pork.
So the walls here are actually made of styrofoam. You can kind of see, we'll go over and you'll see that some of the styrofoam is actually falling off just throughout the years and the weather. Do you have something to say?
Yes.
I feel like you're in my shot.
I'm the star of the show, obviously.
She is the star of the show. And up here is the little observation area where Claire and Owen are, and the glass broke. Let's go in there and see that. I'm loving this.
Right.
So again, I hate to ruin the movie magic, but you can see here, it has fallen apart a little bit. And I was talking to our tour guide, who is phenomenal, by the way, absolutely phenomenal. They said it took about 3 months to build this set. So a lot of it was the welding. There's some foundation that was put in. Some of that is concrete. And then we also have these little cages over here. I don't think those were screen used, because technically there shouldn't be anything in the paddock. So obviously the Indominus Rex breaks out of here. On the other side is where she clawed it up. Comes out here, and obviously this is a little bit different, but the truck would have been here that Owen hides under. And, you know, kind of all just goes south from there.
Perfect.
All right, so we are going up. Oh my God. I'm just in awe. This is crazy. I'm absolutely in awe. Yeah, there's the Isla Nublar map. It's crazy. You don't see this door in here. Obviously, it's a movie set. This is just crazy. Honestly, like, I don't even know what to do. So this is where Claire and Owen would have been standing. The glass was broken down there. And then here's the paddock, and you can actually see there are the claw marks. Okay, so we just got done with the tour. Hank was our tour guide. He was absolutely phenomenal. He knew that I was geeking out, and rather than just like pushing me along, he was really, really cool and just letting me get my shots, letting me bring my Indominus Rex. Like, honestly, thank you if you're watching this. Like, you made my day and my birthday. All right, everyone, that is gonna do it for today's video. I am seriously still just in shock and awe. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again to my incredible wife who got me here. Signing off from Isla Nublar, also known as Coololo Ranch. Take care, everyone. Bye, everyone.